And we are back once again, only on its last call. Last call for the alcohol, only on the Last Call YouTube channel. Now, joining me here on the line, this man he will be in action once again. It will be August 20th. It'll be only on Showtime. It is Broner versus Omar Figeroa. This man will be ready to fight. Well, he's right now 5-0 with 5 knockouts. A lot of people are very high on him. Well, we're looking forward to seeing him in action. I give you once again, or introduce it to you. I give you from the premiere from PBC. I give you our Atif Oberlton. So let's start off here with all right. So August 20th. The goal is to win. You know that. What does the team want to see though in terms of for you, like improvement with your footwork, improvement with let's say the jab? Like, what are some of the goals that are basically being lined out for this fight coming up?
Um, if I'm correct, you're basically asking what am I working on leading to this fight coming up, correct?
Yeah, so like for this fight coming up, like what are some of the improvements your team wants to see in this fight?
Everything. How fast I can get a guy out of there.
Who is your opponent for this fight coming up? Have they like who's the I guess the unlucky person you're gonna be fighting?
I don't know his name.
All right. How tough is that then when you have a fight lined up but you don't have an opponent when you're still trying to figure out like okay, is the guy southpaw? Is he orthodox? Like when you have a date but you don't have an opponent, how tough is it trying to figure out like what you're gonna do?
It's not tough at all because I've been boxing my whole life and seeing different styles my whole life. So as long as I bring the best IT, there's nobody that can beat me.
Take me then to your last fight. What went right? What went wrong? We know you won, but like, what were the things I guess that you and your team were happy about? Like, what were some of the things you after that fight you came back and said, okay, this is what I noticed the improvement on?
Nothing. Because if you look back to my last fight, if you had a chance to, if you was there in the building, I was completely dominant defensively and offensively. There were no flaws in that fight whatsoever. Maybe I wanted to be I thought I was gonna be televised, but it didn't happen. That was the only thing. But we move on from that and we keep on pushing.
So the Ernest, Amuzo fight, even though like I've noticed each fight here, it's been quick now, knockouts, first two or third round, first, then fifth round, then second round, then second round. So is it? I mean, are things that you've noticed like, all right, all of a sudden, it's getting easier to get to the body, or it's getting easier to set up the overhand right? I mean, are there things that you've noticed in the last like fights, like all of a sudden it's like this makes more sense. This is now I'm more comfortable doing.
Everything. The more I get in the ring as a pro, the better I'm gonna keep getting. And that just proves every time. The more active they keep me, and the more people I beat, I'm just only going to get so much better. As long as I'm active and I'm fighting, is nothing nobody can do with me. Honestly, I mean that.
Take me to the beginning. Like, what got you into boxing? I mean, you've been doing this all the way back, since 2014. National Junior Olympics. Like for you, what got you into the sport? What made you fall in love with it?
I'm sorry, I lost the video. All right,
I
I'm back.
said, what made you fall in love with
I
boxing in
no,
the
no,
first
I heard
place?
you. I heard you. To box. And then another time, my father took me to play football, and I was getting into fights. And then they said, "Well, go ahead and take him down to the basement. That's where they fight at." And I went to the recreation, and I started boxing. And I was in and out the gym at the age of 8, 9 years old, in and out. And then when I came back at 14 years old, I stayed in the gym, and that's when I started competing. And I never looked back ever since.
It's funny. Everybody thinks, it's been easy. Oh, you go get in the ring, you throw some punches, you work the pads, do some road work, and you're a boxer. You've been through this for your entire career. So how long did it take you just to go like 4 rounds and not throw up of just constant moving, constant, moving your feet, your hands, your body? Like how long did it take you just to be able to do a 4 round fight and not go, oh crap, I need air, I need oxygen. Somebody just, you know, I'm having trouble breathing here, buddy.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. It's just you have to live the right way. You got to think that old school rules. Get up in the morning, early in the morning, bright and early. I get my road work done before the sun gets up. And I just work hard in the gym. I know nothing comes easy. And with that, once you build that up, everything else comes with it. But you have to live like a fighter and behave like one.
How much of that mentality is because you're from Philadelphia? So in Philly, they don't joke around about boxing. It's one of a few cities where there's history, there's tough fighters. You can go into anywhere, around the block, find some guys you can actually fight. Like for you, how much have you had to grow up quickly? Because in Philadelphia, there are no easy fights. I'm guessing from the age of 14 to now, it's always been in the gym, tough sparring, and somebody can always just drop you if you don't take it seriously.
I always took it seriously. So I know I got a passion for it. I always believe I was special, but not only behind me being special, I worked very, very hard. So it was one of those things where a lot of guys in the gym they got over on a lot. Nobody really got over on me in boxing that I can really recall. I had some off days, but nobody ever really got over on
And taking back take me back to 2020 where you're second in the team trials and you decide all of a sudden to go pro. And at the time, the Olympics were being put on hold. There's still time for maybe because of qualifications, you could try again. Like for you, what made you decide to forget the Olympics, forget the amateurs, go straight to pros after 2020, not just, stay maybe wait around for another year?
because I waited around my whole life for the amateurs. I'm 24 now. I waited around in 21. And I was quite sick of the politics that came with amateur boxing, if you ask me. And they got their favorites, and they already know who it is they want to pick from the gate. And we had to do a qualification to see which guy they was going to pick. And I already knew that from the looks of it, I wasn't the guy that they wanted, and they had plans on wanting somebody else.
How much did that piss you off? You couldn't do
It's,
anything about that. But basically, because of this guy's favor, whether he looks the part, whether he just knew how to, say the right thing or whatever, you're unfortunately not the guy, even though you're the better fighter.
I think about that all the time. I feel like it haunts me, but that could be the thing that pushes me and motivates me to want to go hard.
Well, since then, as you said, you turned pro. Your coach is Shar'ron Baker, who he was your amateur coach. So, what is it about him that makes you trust him? I mean, because there are a lot of the guys who want them, guessing to be your pro coach, who were all guys either who have coach world champions who are at the top of the game. What made Sharon Baker for you, the guy you're going, all right, I trust him. I'm ride or die. This is my guy who's going to coach me to become a world champion.
Well, she's a female, but we had that trust established, and it just takes time. Everybody don't have the right fit with everybody. Somebody can be an excellent coach, but those two might not click. The coach might not get the message across to the fighter, or the fighter might not understand the message from the coach. So it's never like a thing. But we have a good chemistry, and we basically know what to look for, and she allows me to be myself as well. And I can say for the most part, I trust that she wouldn't want me to get hurt in there compared to if I go to a new pro coach. I don't know these guys' intentions. All I know is they want a few bucks from me. But I could say I know her before the bucks came.
So how does that? What is it about this the two of you? Because on paper, it's just a bit of an odd couple. She's a 63-year-old female boxing coach. You're a 24-year-old young guy. Like, what is it about this chemistry here with you guys that for you, it's just like, all right, you know what? I trust her. I have faith in her. Like, what is it about her that makes her be able to bring out the best in you as a fighter?
Because as a good coach, you gotta understand what gets your fight going, get your fighter going, and what your fighter likes and what your fighter doesn't like. What turns your fighter on terms of boxing and what doesn't. And I feel like she understands that I'm not a guy that you have to yell at. You don't have to yell at me. You can talk to me and we can talk and we can get things understood. And it's just understanding each other and knowing how each other work.
What have you had to give up to get to just to this part alone? I mean, as we said, you're 5-0 in the pros, 24 years old. What are some of the things you've had to sacrifice just to get to this point? Like food, parties, graduation. Like, what are some of the things you look back on and go, yeah, it's tough to give it up, but I had to do this to become to where I am right
Food,
now.
food, parties, childhood, hanging out with friends, meeting new girls, going places, experiencing certain things that kids experience. I've got to live certain moments of a kid life, but I couldn't go hang out after school all the time. I was on my way to the gym before school and after school. But I'm here in this position, so we're looking to see if it pays off like I expected it to.
All right, I gotta ask you because I have your bio in front of me here. So of course you mentioned like favorite team, Philadelphia Eagles, favorite music, ASAP Rocky, Young Thug. If you could be one quasi celebrity, who would it be? ASAP Rocky, Young Thug, or your favorite Philadelphia Eagle player?
Who would I be if I get the chance to beat them?
Yeah, if you could meet them and hang out with them for one day.
Oh man, I gotta pick between those two guys.
Between
I
those two
say
or your favorite Eagle player. I mean, like for you, are you more of a music guy or are the Eagles like still the one that's dear to your heart?
that's just my team. Music means more to me than that. I just support them because they're my team. I don't know any of the Philadelphia players that's playing right now. So I would say ASAP Rocky. It, it was definitely like I looked at him like a big brother that I never had. Certain things he taught me just by hearing him talk in interviews or through his music that helped motivate me and give me the confidence to help be myself.
I'm gonna ask because you know what's gonna happen. One of these days, you'll get like 12-0, 13-0. Next thing you know, one of those guys will probably go, "Hey, can we do your ringside music?" It's like, "Oh shit, what do I do? Do I pick Young Thug? Do I pick ASAP Rocky?" One of them's gonna be pissed here if I don't make the right choice. So,
That's what I'm saying, man. I love them both, man. Free Young Thug. I
I
love
was
to
thinking
hang out
one
with
of
them
them
both. They
can
both
walk into the
influence me.
ring, the other one can hold the belts. That way, they'll both be included in this whole, the whole shindig thing
Exactly,
about it.
exactly, exactly. You can't choose between the brothers, man. You gotta love them both.
Last question for let you go. All this is going on, as we mentioned. You are working towards all this year, and you want to get a title shot soon. You don't want to get a top 15 fight. How tough is it being sort of patient? Because everybody hates that. I mean, you're going to be fighting once again against, as of now, Robert Burwell, August 20th. But I'm guessing you're looking around going, hey,
It's
I'm ready
very
for a big fight.
frustrating.
I'm
It's
ready for
very
like yeah, somebody much better heavyweight like Robert Rivera. I'm ready for damn it, give me Jake Paul. I want Jake Paul just so I can get the money here. Like, how tough is it trusting the plan when you're going? I want it now. God damn it! I want these big fights now. Give it to me now.
that's a battle that I battle every day of my life. To be honest with you, it's something that's always on my mind. Financially and just like I feel like I'm not getting no younger, so I feel like my time is now, and I've been feeling like my time is now for a long time. So what keeps me going is I look at it like, hey, this is the hand. This is the cards that I was dealt in life. This is my story. My story is no other like any other guy. So I just had to ride my story out and trust that the best and everything that I wanted and more will come with that to fruition. So that's the thing that just keeps me going, is feeding the faith and starving the doubt, like the great marvelous Marvin Hagler said.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we're proud to have on the show fighting August 20th only on its Showtime presents Broner versus Figeroa. I give you, once again, one of Philadelphia's next future stars. I give you Atif Oberlton. Atif, before I let you go, so where can fans check you out at? Where is the Twitter page, Instagram, the website? Where can fans hit you up at?
My Facebook is Atif Oberlton, and my Instagram is Natif We Trust, INATIF We Trust, and God We Trust, and Atif We Trust.
Atif Oberlton, ladies and gentlemen, once again, check him out August 20th only on Showtime. Broner Figeroa. Check our local times and listings for details. We come back. Stay tuned for more great action coming up only on Last Call. Last Call with the alcohol only on the Last Call YouTube channel.